White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre claims that they did not intentionally plan this transgender reveal day, whatever the heck, I don't even know what it's called anymore, on Easter Sunday is all misinformation.
I mean, look, just a couple of things, and really so surprised by the misinformation that's been out there around this, and I want to be very clear. Every year, for the past several years, on March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility is marked. And as we know, for folks who understand the calendar and how it works, Easter falls on different Sundays, right? Every year. And this year, it happened to coincide with Transgender Visibility Day. And so that is the simple fact. That is what has happened. That is where we are. And I do want to say a couple of things because I think it's important here. As you just stated in your questions, what we've been hearing out there, a lot of misinformation done on purpose. And as a Christian who celebrates Easter with family, President Biden stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity and freedoms of every American. Now, sadly, and it's not surprising, right? It is actually unsurprising that politicians are seeking to divide and weaken our country with cruel, hateful, and dishonest rhetoric. It is dishonest what we have heard the past 24 hours. It is untrue what we heard over the weekend.
All right, I'm going to tear into this a little bit here soon, but can we all just agree that Karine Jean-Pierre is the perfect example as why you're not going to get the best when you decide to hire someone based off of DEI. She's horrible at the job. Real quick, guys, I will get back into this conversation, but first things first, if you do love this content or if you do want to follow along, kind of see what I ramble about in any future events to come, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, maybe give me a thumbs up, notification bell, that way you're notified every single time that I put out a new video. Let's get back to this topic right now. We know she consistently lies when she's on the job, and she's a horrible liar. I mean, at least when Jen Psaki was up there lying, she was somewhat a talented liar, and it just blows my mind. You'd think that these people, when they go home at night, maybe they can't sleep, or maybe have to drink one too many drinks to get over the fact that all they do is consistently lie to the American people. It just blows my mind. I know me personally, if my job was just to lie to the American people about the economy, about the border, about inflation, all this stuff that she consistently lies about, I couldn't sleep at night personally myself. But I went back because Biden, this is his 4th Easter that he's been in office. If this was a huge thing where it's like, hey, it just so happened to coincide with Easter in 2024, why didn't he do it the 3 times prior? Let's read off those dates. So in 2021, Easter was on April 4th. In 2022, Easter was on April 17th, and in 2023, Easter was on April 9th. He had 3 different times that he could have recognized this as President of the United States, but he decided to do it that one year that Easter and Trans Visibility Day fell on the same day. This is all intentional on the White House part. They wanted to stir up all this controversy, pretty much saying how anti-trans Christians are and all this crap, kind of really ruffle our feathers a little bit. And then does Biden even know what's going on in his White House? Because he responded that he didn't do that they didn't tweet out that they recognize March 31st as Trans Visibility Day. Then again, though, there are going to be so many Americans, mainly lefties, but there's still going to be a lot of Americans out there who take her word for it, who just so happen to fall on the same day as Easter. I call complete BS on the whole thing. I don't think that it went down the way that they thought. I think there was enough backlash to make them realize, yeah, maybe this wasn't the smartest idea to ruffle the feathers of, the 64% who claim to be Christian in the United States. Yeah, that might not have been a good idea. We'll see what happens to the polls. Maybe the polls bring Biden down just a little bit more. I don't know. Polls it's pretty much just like shaking up a magic 8-ball, right? And seeing what's going to happen. Polls really aren't the true test of who's going to win this election in November. It just goes to show, though, how radicalized this White House has become with Joe Biden in place. All I could say is I just hope that this is the last that we see of Karine Jean-Pierre, unless she'll probably end up getting a job over at MSNBC, just like Jen Psaki did after she is done being the press secretary for the White House. But hopefully, Biden gets booted this November and we could put Trump in there and put someone who's actually qualified for the job to be the White House press secretary. All right, cool, guys. Thank you so much. I just asked if you do follow along this channel. Until next time, stay free.